one afternoon, I asked Michael to go for lunch because I knew he was writing this book about, who are we as homosexuals in human society and why are we here anyway? And I was excited by that notion. What is our purpose? And he revealed to me this model that he has about the neutral force. So this third idea of gender, not just masculine, feminine, but masculine, feminine, and the neutral, a grounding force, like the wiring in a house. You have the masculine and feminine, like the positive and negative poles to cause voltage, electrons running across, but without the grounding wire, the neutral, you're going to short circuit your house. Or even in physics, where there's an electron and a proton for an atom, once you get above a hydrogen atom, you need to have those neutrons in there in order to ground the atom, in order to give it substance, in order for it not to just fly apart. And so suddenly it made sense to me. Oh, this is our role. This is why I can feel both those sides. I can feel the masculine and the feminine. It's why I felt like my role as a mediator as a kid. I could stand between these two things and bridge them and bring this kind of neutral space in that could affect change, or that could bring peace, for example. And so when Michael talked about the neutral force, suddenly I felt seen. Suddenly I felt like, I do have a place here. I do get it. It's not just I'm trying to work myself into someone else's paradigm. There is something else that maybe was missing. And now I feel like I found it. So I think that once we have a purpose, that we can then show up in the rest of humanity in more of a purposeful way, so that we actually end up fulfilling our role. So that this polarity that's happening, you see it everywhere right now. You see it especially in politics, here in the United States, in other places in North America and Canada. There's definitely this polarity of what's right and what's wrong. And I think that in order for us to move forward as humans, that we need to kind of step forward and say, look, this fighting over right and wrong, it's not getting us anywhere. All of the 99% are being left behind, while the first % there keep arguing. And so the neutral force is that idea of let's come back to our ground, let's come back to what's real, let's come back to what's true. And essentially, coming back to, the planet, who we are, the substance of what we are, and the protection of that. That we don't get caught up in these ideas of what's right and wrong. We actually feel into what's right and wrong. That idea of the feminine, let's say. That we protect the feminine, we protect our mother, we protect the womb space of possibility. So that things can be created, so that we can evolve into what we're meant to be as humans. Not just what we're meant to be as an LGBTQ community, but what we're meant to be as humans. That we all have that right to be truthful to ourselves, in connection with that truth. This is a time for us to reimagine ourselves. There's that energy that's building. It's coming at us from many directions, no matter what you believe. And so the call then in all of this is to say, yes, we need to step up. We need to step into our role in order for humanity to be able to bridge this gap between where we were and where we're going to be. We need to have the queer people on board. We need to have our role in place in order for that to happen. And so this is a call to people to say, come and join us, come and see what this is. Take up your role. Go back to your communities rather than coming and segregating ourselves in places. Yes, we need to go away so that we can learn, but then we need to go back. We need to go back into those communities that we felt alienated from in some ways and bring some of our light there. Help the truth be uncovered with them. The retreats that I've been on with the Gateway, the Men's Inner Journey, the Journey into Love, or the Facilitator retreats, I've really come to appreciate the quality of what happens. It's something different than I've experienced in the past. I've been in many ceremonies and celebrations and retreats from different perspectives, and yes, there's this great energy that gets built, but there's been something different with this particular group. And it's been this open-heartedness that I haven't felt before. I've felt seen, I've felt held, and I've felt that I don't need to inhibit myself in any way. I don't need to hide in any way. And so what I've found with the men that I've been working with, especially around the facilitator training, with Michael and Brian in production and other aspects of this work, is this willingness still really just to be present with each other, to love each other. And it's, again, comes back to this notion of a chosen family, something that we as queer people tend to gravitate towards because of that notion that our parents weren't maybe able to give us what we needed because they didn't understand, that we find it somewhere else. And that unconditional love can open up and be present in a community of people that maybe we didn't know before, that weren't necessarily our biological family, but that know us at a deeper level, in a place that's energetic, beyond biology. And so it's been a privilege to be able to work in this setting and with these men.